alien parasites growing inside human bodies and then finding their way out, often through a mouth. Now that's a true horror. I believe I was first introduced to the subject through 1987's The Hidden with amazing Kyle MacLachlan, and I'll be honest, I was a bit obsessed since then. And if you haven't seen The Ugly Stepsister, just watch it. Trust me, just watch it. Hello, my name is Grzegorz and welcome to Homemade Specials, where I'm trying to recreate some classic practical special effects using regular household materials. And today we're going to be making a spidery alien parasite coming out of my mouth using some wire, a party balloon, a kid's modeling clay, some other trash probably, and of course some silicone. I want my alien to look a bit like a spider, but I'm too lazy to give him 8 legs like spiders have. I believe 6 legs should be enough. And I want the spider to emerge from my mouth in 3 distinctive stages. So I'm gonna need 2 sets of 6 legs, which gives us 12 legs to make. And I'm also gonna need 1 set of like half legs, which will be the initial phase of the monster emergence from my body. So yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of legs, and for that I'm gonna start with armature, basically like a wire skeleton for each leg. Oh, and each leg will be made out of 3 different segments, like this. Basically like a human leg, like a thigh, a calf, and a foot. And I know that spiders and insects' leg parts have different names, but don't ask me to learn that. Don't expect too much from me, guys. I want them all to be pretty much the same length, but of course they don't really need to be identical. 2 legs down, a lot more to go. So I got 12 legs and 6 half legs, and now I'm gonna use the same steel wire to make armature for the head and the torso of the spider. I need 6 loose wire ends for the legs and 1 more for the abdomen. And now I'm gonna use some aluminum foil or tin foil, as Americans call it, I guess. Do Americans call it tin foil? I think so, yes. But here in Europe we call it aluminum foil. And yeah, I'm gonna add some of that to basically give my spider monster a body and a head. I'm gonna need 2 of them anyway. And for the next step I'm gonna use some modeling clay to basically put some meat on those bones. Now, I'm a terrible sculptor, but that's barely sculpting. I mean, they gotta look organic. They don't have to be like perfectly smooth, perfectly even, or perfectly identical. Now I was thinking a lot about the shape of the feet of my monster, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but spiders have kind of like tiny paws, like little kittens or something. And yeah, I think that's how I want my monster feet to look as well. Yeah, I think something like that will be just right. The legs are done, so now, as you can see, I'm using the same modeling clay to sculpt the head and the torso of the spider. Now, if you've watched this channel before, you probably know that I'm a terrible sculptor, but I'll do my best. So wish me luck. This head is going to be inspired or modeled mostly after ant's face. Okay, now two very tiny balls of clay for the eyes. Now I'm gonna try and use the sewing pin to give the eye-like texture. Bug eye. Now I don't know if you remember the fish bones from the alien puppet video, but I still have few of them, and I thought they'd be great as the monster's teeth. Again, I want the mandibles to look very ant-like. Yeah, I think we got it. And finally, I need to sculpt a portion of the spider's abdomen that will fit on my tongue. And there's absolutely nothing weird about it unless you make it weird. So please, don't make it weird. Let's assemble the whole thing and hide the wires underneath the spider's torso. Let's assemble both of them. The other one will stay without the abdomen for a while. We're gonna work on that later. I'm not entirely sure about this next step, but I'd like to try and use some PVA glue to glue some hair onto the paws. This is an old shaving brush, and I think this hair should be just fine. Let's try and trim this hair without ripping them all off, hopefully. So as you can see, I've primed both of my spiders and all the legs with black paint. And now I'm gonna carefully dry brush some brown paint here and there, just to enhance the details and make the spider look more interesting. I want it to look organic and natural, so as you can see, I'm basically doing a terrible job on purpose. And then I think I can gently dry brush some brighter beige tone onto the hair on the paws, and very gently on the teeth. And finally some metallic copper shade onto the eyes to make them pop up and look, you know, insect-like. Now for the difficult part, I need to inflate this balloon, but not too much, just enough so it fits in my mouth. Too big. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep, perfect size. I think I'm gonna secure it with a piece of thread. Make sure it won't leak any air. And now I want to attach it to one of my spiders to serve as an abdomen. And I really don't want to pierce it with this wire, so I gotta be careful. And you see how clumsy I am. Okay, so as you can see, I have propped both of my spiders and all of the half legs in their default position. At least I tried to, using some cardboard and duct tape, and the two-sided duct tape as well. And now I'm going to try and use some brown silicone to fill all the gaps, all the joints between the segments of the legs. And for the abdomen, I decided to cover it with this reddish brownish silicone to make my spider look more interesting. I think I'm gonna have to wait for the one side to dry and then do the other side. I wanna leave this natural grungy texture of the silicone. And for the last step, I'm mixing some of that brown silicone used before with a nitro universal paint thinner to create a kind of thick silicone paint that I will apply to blend both colors together, and maybe even add some kind of a organic looking pattern to the spider's abdomen, because why not, right? Yeah, some kind of long stripes. Let's try and repeat that on the smaller abdomen piece. Yeah, I think we got it. Let's shoot some things. Call me crazy, I don't know, but I think it was the best effect I've ever made on this channel. I mean, it was disgusting, it was visceral, and it was funny. Was it supposed to be funny? I don't know, but I like it funny. Was it even funny? It was funny for me. Now, for the final shots of the spider on the floor, I've constructed this little contraption, a basic puppet rig. I made it out of the barbecue sticks from the previous video, and yeah, I'm not a professional puppeteer. I can't really make the spider walk. I'm not sure if it's even possible to make it walk, but I've noticed that if you just wiggle it like crazy, it looks kinda alive, it kinda works, and the wires weren't visible. Great! So the only question that remains now is, should I keep the mustache? As usual, hit that like and that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. And of course, see you next time.